Disclaimer. This video is being done to help improve the VISS IPL for permanent hair removal. My views, opinions, and personal research and testing are my own. This will be an ongoing permanent hair removal test for men's beards using the VISS IPL. So check for current videos for updates on this test to see the latest progress and when or if it is a complete success. It will be up to VISS Beauty Inc. to decide what they can learn from this video to improve their product and/or instructions for using their product. So before I get into the details of the testing that I've been doing, I need to start this video by explaining some of the history. The VISS IPL was the first product by VISS Beauty Inc., but they have since come up with more products. That is why their website was originally VISSIPL.com, but then later changed to VISSBeauty.com, so their website would include more products than just their IPL. I'm only using their IPL and only for hair removal, so I won't be able to comment on their other products or their other uses for the IPL. Actually, I am still using the older model of their VISS IPL, which is not as powerful as the newer model. So my testing could probably have better results with the newer model, but I'm stuck with the older model for now, because I don't have the money to buy the newer model. I'm also still using the first lamp cartridges that I bought with it, so I'm not sure if older lamp cartridges will reduce the results. The instruction manual says on page 18 that lamp cartridges are designed to last 4,000 flashes for hair removal. However, I was expecting them to burn out, and they never did. They all still continue to flash, being heard, seen, and felt. So they do still work, and I do still see results with them. But I can't say for sure how well they work compared to new lamp cartridges. These are mine at the moment. As you can see, they do start to look bad. Amazing though how 7 years later, and none of them have completely died yet. The technology is ingenious, as it is new, or at least new in America, first appearing in USA in 2010. It is still very experimental with very little testing, meaning it does work and has been proven to work, but the technology is still being explored, as I think I just recently, over the last year, stumbled upon a new way to use the technology to get better and faster results. I don't want people to confuse my research, testing, and results with that originally of VISS Beauty Inc. So before I get into my stuff, let's go over what we know that was first presented to the public by the company. Hey, here's a picture of what the product looks like. Now looking at step 1, what is VISS IPL? VISS IPL uses the innovative intense pulse light IPL technology to remove unwanted hair through a process called selective photothermolysis. When directed at the site of unwanted hair, the light is absorbed by dark pigment of the hair, disabling the follicle with minimal discomfort. The length of time for each session can vary from a few minutes to an hour or more depending on the size of the area. With continued use, you should see less hair regrowth. The hair that does return should become progressively lighter and finer. VISS IPL is simple to use, allowing you to select one of 8 levels of intensity. When applied to skin, VISS IPL emits a short pulse of light through an output window targeting up to 220 hair follicles in 3.5 second long intervals. In addition to effective hair removal, safety is at the heart of VISS IPL's design. This revolutionary device has been designed with a contact sensor to safeguard against misuse, and will not emit a pulse of light unless the skin sensor is in contact with the skin. VISS IPL also doesn't require batteries or charging, so there is no downtime between treatments. Its compact size allows for easy handling as well as easy storage. If you have tried shaving, waxing, or depilatories and grown tired of ingrown hairs, nicks, bumps, and short-lived results, VISS IPL is for you. This enlightened hair removal solution provides long-term results with the luxury of being able to achieve beautifully smooth skin in the comfort and privacy of your own home. Step 2. Benefit. Target your key areas. VISS IPL has been developed in close operation with leading dermatologists for a safe, effective, and gentle application on arms, armpits, chest, abdomen, back, bikini area, and legs. Permanent hair reduction. The pulse of light emitted by VISS IPL is absorbed by pigment in the hair shaft beneath the skin surface. This disables the hair follicle activity, preventing the hair from growing back. Suitable for most hair and skin types. For both men and women, VISS IPL works effectively on naturally dark blonde, brown, and black hair. VISS IPL is not effective for naturally red, gray, and light blonde hair. VISS IPL is not suitable for very dark skin or skin type 6. And use it to remove hair virtually anywhere. Now step 3, features. Suitable for home use, fast treatment time, long lamp lifetime, optional lamp cartridges. Okay, now step 4, component. VISS IPL component, VISS IPL main device, UV glasses, basic lamp, manual, AC cable. Step 5, how to use. 1. Turn on the main switch on the back. 2. Lift the applicator out of the base. 3. Install lamp into applicator properly. After treatment is done, take the lamp out of applicator and maintenance it well. 4. Please ensure the applicator is lifted out of the base prior to pressing the power button on the front of the unit. 5. Applicable skin tone. Adjust level button for your skin type. Start to test level 1 for safety. If you start with level 8, it can cause burning. 6. After you hear beep sound, press the flash button. It takes 2 to 3 seconds to charge the energy. Put the lamp on the skin firmly. If skin sensor on the lamp is not touched on the skin firmly, it won't work. Okay, and now I would just like to play a quick commercial for the product.
Who has not dreamt of having beautiful, silky smooth skin? Who has not dreamt of never having to shave, wax, or pluck unwanted hair? Introducing VISS Intense Pulsed Light Technology, the answer to your dreams. VISS IPL is a sophisticated light-based permanent hair reduction system that delivers clinical results in the comfort and privacy of your own home. Developed in close cooperation with leading dermatologists, VISS IPL delivers fast, laser-equivalent results with less potential complications. Intense pulse light technology has been safely proven in clinical use around the world for over 15 years. The pulse of light emitted by VISS IPL is absorbed by pigment in the hair shaft beneath the skin surface. This debilitates the hair follicle activity, preventing the hair from growing back. VISS IPL is effortlessly easy. Simply adjust the light intensity to the level that suits you and place the applicator on your skin. When you hear the ready to flash sound, press the flash button and repeat this action, making sure you overlap the treated areas slightly. VISS IPL was created to make your whole body look beautiful, and with our optional lamp cartridges for photo rejuvenation and acne therapy, all your dreams of beautiful, silky smooth skin are in VISS. VISS IPL is not designed for everyone. To decide if it's suitable for you, please visit VISSIPL.com. VISS. Live well.
Something I want to point out real quick is that body hair grows slow, is very spread out, very thin, and grows straight. So that is why it was so easy to get results for the product to pass first testing and to be sold to the public. However, beards on men grow incredibly fast, very thick, and with the hair so close together that even with the closest shave, the skin appears darker where the hair grows, because you can see it inside the skin trying to grow out. Even with the closest shave for men's beards, the skin always feels like sandpaper. There's nowhere else that hair grows like that on the body. Then to make it even worse, the hairs of men's beards grow at angles. The hairs do not grow straight. Before I get into the details of the permanent beard hair removal for men, I do need to remind the viewers here that any trans people undergoing hormone suppression, hormone replacement, or taking estrogen, that you should do the permanent hair removal before or after messing with your hormones, as the messing with your hormones are only meant to be temporary to bring about bodily changes, and after the hormones wear off, all body hair will grow back again, meaning it is the testosterone that grows the most body hair, and if you are suppressing that or replacing it with estrogen, then most of the hairs that you need to be removing will not grow until later when your body goes back to testosterone again. To prevent the body hair from ever growing, no matter what type of hormones you have, it is best to fully permanently remove all unwanted body hair before messing with your hormones, or else those hairs will only grow back later to haunt you, because the altering of your hormones will only temporarily keep the hairs from growing. Okay, now let's just real quick go over some of the different types of ways people can remove hair. Okay, here's a picture of shaving. And that's definitely not permanent. Hair grows back very quickly, and it doesn't have a nice feel to it. And it can also irritate the skin, but anyways. Okay, next picture. We have tweezing. Now, the tweezing alone doesn't really do much. The hair still grows back. Okay, next we have waxing. Now that can, it's kind of the same as tweezing. The hair still grows back, but I guess you do a lot of hairs at once. But waxing can still be time consuming, and you do have to pay for the wax, and if you're not paying for the wax and you're paying for a wax service, it can still get expensive. Next, we have a hair removal cream, and this works sort of like how you put on wax, except or shaving cream, but except you just sort of leave it on the skin very heavy and thick. Now for normal cream, you wait 3 minutes and then remove it, but don't leave it on any longer than 5 minutes. And if it's made for sensitive skin, depending on what company you bought it from, it could be a different time, but 3 minutes to 5 minutes, or 5 minutes to 10 minutes, again, depending on the company you bought the cream from. And it just seems very, very bad for the environment because it is a chemical, plus being dependent on buying it is the same thing as being dependent on buying razors or shaving cream, so or the wax for waxing. Again, it's just another dependency, and it does cost money, and aside from all that, it doesn't work for everybody. And there's some people that say it doesn't work for legs, but it will work for arms, and just you get different results with different people. And some people it works way too well, and it is a chemical, so it can very easily irritate the skin and cause like a burning or itching feeling or redness. So not exactly a good choice, and I would not recommend the cream. It just seems bad overall. That's just my opinion. And to move on to the next one, we've got the epilating. Now, the epilating is kind of like the new technology of the tweezer. How the epilating works is it's actually discs that spin around, and they act as tweezers, how they grab the hairs and pull the hairs out from the roots. Now there's different speed settings you can change on the epilator to do the epilating. So you can have it at a normal speed, kind of slow, and you can speed it up to really, really fast. Now I haven't actually tried an epilator yet, and I'm kind of wondering if or how it can be used on the face. It could probably be used on the face, but I haven't really seen anybody try that yet. If I do try that, I'll post a video on it later, but I would already assume that you can't really use it on the mustache area, or if you do, that's probably the most painful place on the entire body that you could pull hair. So we'll see. Hey, next picture. Now here's a picture of what the original electrolysis looks like. And when I say original, there's actually been different forms of it now. So you could go to get electrolysis done and, surprise, surprise, have a completely different procedure done. So this is actually the very first original procedure of the electrolysis. And what it is they basically put a needle into the pore and zap directly at the root. Then after they zap directly at the root using a needle into the pore, then they use tweezers to pull the hair out. The modern electrolysis, they tried to get clever and try to, I guess, take shortcuts. So the modern version of electrolysis is you use tweezers to grab the hair and pull it out, but before you pull the hair out, you have electricity running through the tweezers, and that's supposed to run electricity through the hair and zap the root through the hair. Now I've personally had both electrolysis done before, the original procedure and the modern procedure. And the original procedure produces 100% results right away, but the modern version doesn't really work. I would basically compare the modern version of electrolysis to the exact same problem that a lot of people have with the VISS IPL on the beard, is that if you're trying to run electricity through the hair follicle, it doesn't really work. It's actually blocking the effect. So, and next one we have is laser. Now laser is a lot more powerful than the VISS IPL, but the laser can damage the skin. And what I like about the VISS IPL is you really cannot damage the skin. If I put it in one spot and zap 50 times on the highest setting, might have a slight burn, but it's no worse than a sunburn, and then it goes away after a few weeks. So, you don't really damage your skin like you can with a laser. I've seen the damage done to people with the laser, and it's not pretty, and it's irreversible. So, laser irreversible, VISS IPL, pretty harmless. Can't really do much damage with it, and it's all reversible. Okay, so yeah, the intense pulse light IPL system, and this is kind of the diagram of what it looks like. When I first got the VISS IPL in the spring of 2011, I was hesitant to use the highest setting and also hesitant to use it on my face. So a year or more later, once I knew it worked and had also realized that the highest setting was safe on my skin, I then eventually started using it on my face. Well, let me back up a bit here. I need to explain something to clear up some misconceptions and rumors that are going around about the machine being faulty and how it can just stop working. With me, when I first got it, the VISS IPL, it worked a few times in my bedroom, then stopped working. I had contacted their customer service and eventually spoke with the person that designed and built it. We troubleshooted the whole problem and found that for the button that triggers the zap, only works when the unit has been powered enough to release the charge. In South Korea, where the device was made, it works all the time in any outlet, but in the USA, power outlets have less power, and if an outlet can't give enough power to the device, then the button on the device that triggers the zapping won't zap. There isn't anything broken to fix. If this happens to you, then you need to unplug the VISS IPL and look for another power outlet to plug it into. In my house, there is only one power outlet that the VISS IPL works in. Though I took it to other houses, and it will then work in any power outlets. Chances are, if it doesn't work in your power outlets, then your place has bad wiring that needs to be fixed or replaced. So back to the facial hair removal. Following the instructions, I would shave, then do the zapping. I would do it about once a week at first, for a few months. I didn't see any results, so I started doing it daily for a few months, and I still didn't see any results. I know the instructions said only one zap is needed, that multiple zaps are not necessary, but I started to get really pissed at this thing not working. So I did start doing 10 to 40 zaps repeatedly in each spot and daily. Several months later, still no results, but the daily zapping with repeated zapping in each spot had caused a bad skin burn, and yet the hair was still growing with no change. Nothing looked different. Then in the August of 2016, I got the idea to let my beard grow out for a week and then pull all of those beard hairs out with tweezers. At that time, it took a full 7 days to do that with all the beard hairs that I had. Once I finished, I thought, I'll give the VISS IPL one last go, and just did about 4 random zaps at different places where my beard would be. Well, it only took about 7 days for the hair to start growing back after it was pulled, and because I was pulling it for 7 days, it almost started growing back immediately. It wasn't until around October 2016 that I noticed those places I zapped, after the hairs were pulled by tweezers, that had actually left rectangles on my beard where the hair had stopped growing. So since then, I had been letting the hair grow, then pulling it out with tweezers and zapping it. Only it is harder to do at first when there are so many hairs and the zaps have to be done as soon as possible, which can be hard to do with the light cartridge being so big. And trying to remove enough hairs to make room for the zapping from the light cartridge, by the time I get to zap it, it only affects a few hairs. Over the last year, I tried to do the zapping in less than 6 hours after pulling the hair, but in this video, I wanted to shorten that time. So this session, I pulled hairs for 30 minutes and then would zap whatever I had done. So when pulling the hairs, it is very important to do them in single areas, only pulling hairs next to hairs already pulled. Now I need to explain why repeated treatment is needed, as this also pertains to the original method of electrolysis and also to laser. Body hair grows in stages, and so it is really all about the timing. But all hairs are also growing in different stages at the same time, so not all hairs grow at the same time, as they overlay each other. Then most hairs are dormant and don't show until later. Hypertrichosis is when all possible hairs grow at once, and can be all over the entire body or just a certain area of the body. I'm mentioning this as a reminder for those that think permanent hair removal of any kind doesn't work. They do work, but it is a constant battle to remove every single hair. About the protective shaded glasses that come with the VISS IPL, I found it much easier to simply close my eyes and to look away each time I zapped than to wear them. they were simply too dark to see through, making it hard to see where to place the lamp cartridge on the skin. Just don't use the VISS IPL in the same room with other people unless they know to also close their eyes and to look away each time. If you live with others, it is best used in a private area, such as a restroom or your bedroom, where you can be alone and lock the door to protect the eyes of others from the flashes of light. These are pictures of my beard in early June of 2018, which was more than 3 weeks without pulling any hairs and 10 days without shaving. This is what 30 minutes of hair pulling looks like, followed by the zapping. Let the beard grow for at least a week. Then pick a small area of the beard where you'll pull the hair out. Then immediately, or as soon as possible, less than a few hours, zap that area of skin surface, and most of the hair will not grow back. Immediate results. Turns out that the beard hairs are too close together and grow too thick and fast, and they also grow at an angle. So all of that is why shaving and zapping the face does not appear to work. The beard hairs must be pulled out first, but it only really works when all hairs of the surface being zapped have no hairs in the skin, as the hairs in the skin act as a wall to block and stop the zapping effects. Also, after each zap, the surface of the light cartridge needs to be cleaned to make sure nothing is blocking it when it zaps. Before removing facial hair, wash face with a face wash to help exfoliate the skin, removing all dirt and most oil from the skin without drying the skin out. It will help to open the pores in the skin, making hair removal easier and showing better results. Once ready to pull the hair out, that can be done by either waxing or by using tweezers to individually pull the hairs out, 1 to 3 hairs at a time. This isn't painful at all, and they slide out very easily without any tugging or pain. However, the mustache area and hairs closest to the nose and mouth do hurt a little and may require some slight tugging. If all beard hairs do hurt to pull out, such as on the cheek or neck, then simply shaving the beard and then zapping the surface of the skin after shaving will help weaken the hairs. Do this a few times a week for a few weeks, then try letting beard grow again and pulling a hair on a cheek or neck to see if it still hurts. If yes, then repeat. If no, then you're good to go. The first effect of the zapping will be areas of no visible hair, but over a long period of time, looking closely, you'll see very fine white hairs growing that are very hard to see. Let them grow long enough so they can all be pulled out, then zap that surface area of skin, and most of them will stop growing also. Since I know this works for the fine white hair, then it will also work for any hair, as long as it is pulled out from the skin. Repeat pulling of hair and zapping until all hair is gone and stops growing back. For those that think the hair removal is temporary, think again. I'll be uploading videos of my progress about every 4 weeks, and you'll see for yourself that once the hair does finally stop growing, it stops growing.